In this lecture, we'll solve the problem we're having of being able to move our ship off of screen by clamping our ship's movement. Let's do that by opening back up our player movement class. Inside of our process translation method, we can actually start to clamp our movement, giving ourselves a little bit of boundary for our player ship. We can do that by using a Unity method called Mathf.Clamp. It takes in 3 different parameters, the single value that we'd like to restrict, and then taking in both the min and the max value. As long as it falls outside of either of those values, it'll then clamp it to the closest min or max point. We have our x offset. Let's create another variable that we can actually just use instead of this transform local position .x plus the offset. That's a little bit messy. I think we can actually clean that up. I'm going to highlight all of this in our x value, just cut it out with Control X, and then calling this float raw x pos, and then I'll just paste that value back inside as our raw x pos value. Directly below, we can create one more float called clamped xpos, where we can actually use that mathf.clamp method. So how do we do that? The syntax mathf.clamp. And a super helpful reminder is in VS Code, right after you actually autocomplete the clamp and start your open and close parentheses, you can immediately see the sorts of parameters that we're trying to put in and pass through our method. So we need to give it 3 different values. We want the float value of our raw xpos. Great, we can just copy that, plug that in here. And then we need a negative and a positive float min and max value. I'll just call it negative x clamp range, which we haven't created yet. We'll do that in just a second. And a positive x clamp range. Let's go ahead and create that as a serialized field up top, just in case we need to modify it in the inspector. So x clamp range, I'll copy that and create it as a serialized field up top. We know it's going to be a float. We'll call it x clamp range. And let's just start it at something like 5f for now. I think that's going to be way too small, but it'll get our point across nicely. With our clamped xpos float created, we can just use that directly in our local position vector 3 on our x value. We'll leave our y for now. And let's head back into Unity and see if that works correctly. All right, let's go ahead and hit play and give that a whirl. Yep, we are super clamped and restricted on just our x-axis. You can still move freely on the y, but that is just way too tight. So clicking our player ship, let's go ahead and play around with our clamp range to see what works. Maybe something like 30. Let's see what that feels like. Yay, that was a pretty good guess. I actually kind of like how it just slightly overflows with the border of my game view. I think that's about right. I might even want to go a little bit more, like something like 35, just to be really forgiving to the player, especially through testing. I think I'm going to leave mine at 35 relative to my camera. Which will introduce us to your lectures challenge. You guessed it, clamp your y-axis movement using mathf.clamp to limit our up and down movement. Use the left and the right code as a reference if needed. Go ahead and pause the video. I'll see you back here in a few moments and we'll go through my solution together. Welcome back. I've got my player movement class set up. I think we can follow this very similar formatting to how we set up our X. So let's actually go ahead. I'm going to copy and paste all 3 of these lines and then just change the values X and Y as needed. So I'll go ahead and replace this Y offset value, and then let's just make sure we rename everything properly. Float Y offset, we're going to use movement.y instead of movement.x. Great. Next up, we've got our raw Y pos. We're using our transform.localposition.y plus the Y offset. Nice. Next up, clamped Y pos. We'll go ahead and replace that. Using mathf.clamp, we're passing through the raw Y position, not the raw X. And then we'll just need to create one more serialized field up top. If I have my mouse set to the very end of a line, I can just hit Control, Shift, and D, and it will duplicate that entire line. I'll go ahead and change that to Y clamp range. We'll use negative Y clamp range and positive Y clamp range for a clamped Y pos. That looks all set. And we just need to use that in our Y value for our vector 3, moving our transform.local position. So replacing this entire line all the way up to offset, and then we can leave our Z or our Z value as 0 since we're never moving it on that Z axis. I think we're all set. Let's head back into Unity and give that a test. I have a feeling we're going to be way too clamped. X is looking good. Y also working as intended. I'm Nice. Let's go ahead and just play around with that value as well. I'll just go ahead and keep playing with my player ship clicked. Let's try 35 just to see what that feels like. Yeah, I thought so. A bit too much, and that's because we're using this 16:9 aspect ratio, maybe something like 20. Yeah, you know what? I think that feels pretty good. Now, one thing you'll just want to keep in mind, if you're a little bit offset and things aren't working as intended, again, just go through your player rig, make sure your player ship, your model, and everything inside is just set out to these default 000 position values relative to their parent game object, or else you might get some unintended movement. Let's just make sure that we have it saved now that we're outside of play mode. I think I said 25, is that right? Let's go ahead and try that out one more time. I think that goes a little bit high. It looks pretty good down below. Again, I think I'm going to actually lean towards being pretty forgiving for the player and giving it a little bit of extra movement. I think that's looking pretty snazzy. Now, you can of course still go through mountains and whatnot. We'll set up collision a little bit later, but for now, I'm satisfied. When you're ready to introduce rotation to your player ship, I'll see you on the next lecture.